Hello, I'm Point64. I am going to be showing off the finals match between Calavontis and CMEshai. I kind of figured I should be helping out with the casting part of things because, well, I happen to be from this meta, and I happen to play against CMEshai on a daily basis, so I'm very familiar with how he plays. Calavontis I've played against a couple of times, and overall, I'm excited. This is going to be a very interesting match. Currently solo, someone might jump in later. It's gonna be cool. It's gonna be cool. Yeah. All right. So Calavontis is a Galdred main. He also has Umina and what's the other one he has? It is Umina and Tourne. That's what it is. Galdred, Tourne, and Umina. I know for a fact his Umina has scared a number of people, and he in fact very much enjoys the character, so should be interesting to see. CMEshai's team consists of Geoff, Luciya, and Renea, with Geoff being his main, and in fact, him being the reason why I have a distinct hatred for fighting against Geoff. So yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting seeing however this goes. Yeah. I am genuinely curious to see how this is going to turn out. CMEshai is very much a defensive player, insofar that he likes to sit at range outside of his opponent's threat range, and then just sort of taunt the opponent by preparing endlessly. He likes having options in. He likes having cards, and he likes the mobility to be able to get out of bad situations or get into a good situation as quickly as possible. Calavontis, on the other hand, being part of TaxiCAB, from what I played him, he is comfortable being at range, and also knows, as Galdred, to sit back and just EX transform things, because really his specials aren't that good, aside from Eviscerate, which is fantastic. Should mention, I mained Galdred for quite a while, but I'm going to try not to let that show through too much, because I also believe Galdred to be the worst in competitive. So I'm a bit biased against Galdred because of about 2 years of trying to make the character work and just not really succeeding. I mostly blame my lack of skill in the character, but minor details. I should probably stop talking about myself, though. Keep talking about the players and the characters. If I'm going to be real here, it's going to be interesting. That's for certain. It's going to be interesting. Galdred Geoff is kind of a rough match for Galdred. Galdred doesn't have too many answers, believe it or not, to some of Geoffrey's sense. You'd think having a range 1 and +1 speed on anything would be really good, but surprisingly, Geoffrey doesn't care that much. So, it's definitely a thing you have to be wary of. Tourne, Geoffrey sort of just Tourne out at range. Tourne kind of sucks outside of range 4, where he stops having really good mix-up. Plus, even at range 4, all of his ranged options close him in, which you just save a sweep or something, and just hope that Tourne doesn't get too many normals transformed. To be fair, again, in my experience and in the experience of a couple of Tourne players I know, you sit back, whenever you get an EX normal, transform it, 100%. But the problem with the Geoff matchup is because Tourne likes to transform things, he tends not to get cards back, especially since he seals them. So his deck size is going to actually be much smaller than other characters. AKA, Joffrey can sort of deck him out pretty easily. This is actually a legitimate win con in the matchup. Something that Tourne has to be wary and not waste too many resources closing in, as that's something that Joffrey genuinely wants. If CMEshai decides to go Renea, in my opinion, Calavontis' best bet is actually going to be Galdred. In my opinion, Galdred does actually very well into Renea. And that is Sinfulness. She is just going to be watching. She is not going to be in commentary. She is watching because why not? She happens to be CMEshai's girlfriend, so yeah, usual. But Renea, I guess to be fair, Renea also doesn't necessarily like Tourne that much because Tourne has many fantastic boosts that she wants. But at the same time, she also then automatically gets normal boosts, which she also very much likes, especially given her compression in mode. It's gonna be interesting. With Umina is probably going to be his best bet against with Joffrey not particularly caring much about stun immune sweeps, as well as the fact that you can also just jack Inviolable Judgment with Unknown Kadath if you call it out or whatnot. So that's an interesting because there's a lot of weird things. The only thing you have to be wary of course, is Joffrey shuts down boosts. Now, not all the time. A lot of time you can always boost him before he gets obsessive purification up. But once he gets purification up, that's where real problems happen for a lot of matchups. Tourne doesn't care about that as much, more so because Tourne goes through his deck so quickly. His deck is naturally smaller than other characters due to the actual mechanic. Same thing with Galdred. Well, actually, no, sorry. Galdred doesn't get decked out. He's actually immune to deck out, for various reasons. It's more so the fact that Galdred just can't really. He has kind of a terrible life deltas in that matchup. Joffrey just tends to have better life deltas as a role. Exception, of course, Violent Transgression having Ignore Armor. Pretty nice in that matchup, and it's not bad either. Only downside is that's one attack with Ignore Armor that's not. And, well, okay, Galdred does too because of Withering Toxin. But again, a lot of times Withering Toxin just gets called out. The problem is that CMEshai has experience. Oh, and it's Galdred versus Luciya. Okay. Alright. This is going to be a very intriguing matchup. Opening with Galdred is not a bad play. If Calavontis decides to... This is not actually a bad Calavontis. With Joffrey is actually the obvious play if we're going to be real here, but I'm sure he called out CMEshai's want of wanting to play someone other than Joffrey on round 1 to gauge the opponent. Luciya is actually very solid. He's definitely one of the best Luciya. Very, very good Luciya. Very passive Luciya. He's not super aggressive. Again, it's more so a case of he likes to wait range, forcing his opponent to close in, or waiting at range 6 to 8 where he can hit you and you can't hit him. There's the coin toss. Okay. And looks like either Calavontis won or Calavontis decided to go, or Ishai decided to go second, who knows. We'll probably be using CMEshai and Ishai interchangeably. They are the same person. Ishai is faster to say than CMEshai. Calavontis is mulling 4, and Ishai is mulling 2. Okay. So it is Galdred's opening move, and does Galdred start off every Galdred play? He does not. He instead transforming Eviscerate. Interesting. Eviscerate's actually kind of nice in this map. It's it's basically a better focus for strikers. But the Instinctive is quite nice for this matchup, because it allows Galdred to spend his hand and then strike Wild Swing front side. As Instinctive, after resolving an action that does not... Whoopsies! Oh, we're good. I have made a slight mistake. It's fine. Professional streamer. Recorder. We're good. Screwed up my setup. That's fine. I'm rooting for Calavontis. I mean, alright. But extended response after resolving an action does not cause a strike. If you have no cards in hand, you may strike. Very useful transform. One that, frankly, I tend to I personally value the least of his transforms, but it is one that can do very silly things. And in my experience for that, Ishe decided to boost Sweep, which is +2 speed. Calavontis does a prepare action. Indeed, he does. Galdred has an interesting mechanic. Galdred has to stay at 3 cards. And if you prepare, at 3 cards, you draw 1, and then you must discard 1 because you must end the turn with cards. Essentially, at the end of the turn, when you would draw for end of turn, you either draw up to 3 cards or discard down to 3 cards. Very prepare as is Ishe. This time, okay, so discard focus and now discard assault. Now going to strike. Now, what will Calavontis be? A lot of things that work at this range. He's going to go with Explosive Cocktail with a die. Alright. That's reasonable. Explosive Cocktail, very good defensive card. I'm not sure that it's necessarily a great defensive card against Luciya, given the fact that all of her stuff closes in from that range. In fact, I think all of it does. That isn't Firefly Gunner. Firefly Gunner being yeah, Firefly Gunner is like, well, Mantis Strike. Okay, Mantis Strike. Yeah, he would have been calling it Strike, but now Calavontis is initiating, and CMEshai has to answer. He's giving me Assault into a Withering Toxin. Very nice. This is a negative trade for. This is in fact a negative trade for Calavontis. However, he gets arguably one of Galdred's best transforms. No Escape is a transform insofar that when you initiate, or as an action, you may name a card, then strike. Cards are valid for both during the strike. There's a lot of things you can do with this. And he is going to transform faster than the eye. He now has one of the transforms in the game. When you set your attack, you spend 1 force. If you do, your attack is +1. Okay. So he's actually in a really good position transform-wise. Yeah, he's okay. And Ishe is going to strike. He's going to Wild Swing. That is invalid. Ethan answers Blood. He goes first. Hits for 2. Oh, no, he doesn't. He didn't for speed, and Sweep had +3 speed at the time. Oh, I that boost completely because I am busy explaining because I love the character and should probably pay more attention to the match. All right, Calavontis boost. Very good boost for Galdred because it actually rectifies a lot of his low damage and immediately techs it as you do. Ishe is definitely in a very good position right now. The fact that he's only taken 3 damage thus far, and Galdred's already at half health, is definitely going to be come for Galdred. Calavontis is going to strike. And Ishe must answer. Striking at this point is not a horrible idea. Calls out the sweep, which is normally safe at 1. He takes 3, and Luciya is out of harm's way. To be fair, he still has his transforms. She's going to also boot, or is going to boot Fierce now. Will allow Luciya to do some silly amounts of damage if so possible, and parry the Ride the Lightning. That is not actually a bad play at all. Boosts the other copy of Fierce. Okay. Ishii currently has plus power. This could be dangerous, but he's going to paying 1 force, spending his Withering Toxin for 1 speed. Ishii looking through his discard to figure out what strike could be. Pretty easily striking with plus 4 power on the board. Even Luciya's curve nonsense he has at range 4. This is probably 8. Well, yeah, maybe. I'm not sure. If I were to guess, oh no, he's gonna do die. Okay. That's gonna do a hefty amount of damage. I'm not sure why he did that. Fair enough. Plus 3 speed, then your turn. Play at your gauge. Okay. Plus speed is a nightmare to deal with for Galdred at times. And he is just going to prepare, or charge 0, whichever action you decide to do. And EJ is now going to initiate a strike at range 1, plus 3 speed. There's a lot of things that speed, but he's going to plus... Oh, no! Yeah, that is game. Calavontis dies, actually. That is unfortunate. Oof. That was a very, very good. Yeah, that was a very good bug zap at range 1 with plus 3 speed. It was speed 7, so curve, and Calavontis didn't really have much he could do. So that was a really good play on each part. Yeah, he just kind of dominated that game, unfortunately. This mostly is probably coming from the fact that he does have a lot of experience versus Galdred. He kind of knows a lot of what Galdred wants to go for. He knows a lot of things that Galdred can do. And really played beautifully. I will say, Calavontis, in my opinion, made a couple of questionable decisions, but I can't blame him for making those decisions. He was essentially forcing Ishii's hand, trying to call Ishii out after Ishii had their time. All right, next line pick is going to be Umina versus Renea. All right, this is a matchup. This is indeed a matchup. Okay, well, we have the two big breakers in the game right here. How fitting. In this tournament's theme. Okay. So, Umina is an incredibly strange zoner. But, Geoff is one of my favorite characters in the game. Alright. Kill each other, but it's good. Alright. So, they're going to be starting off, and Calavontis going first. Loser picks. Calavontis is going to live. I feel it. So Renea is sort of a trickster of sorts. She likes to kind of do things in kind of unreactive ways. Umina likes to control her opponent to the best of her ability. Spent 1 force to move back 1. Ishii boots cross to get in. That's fair. There's not much they can actually do at range 5. Not against Umina, who actually has at range 5. So closing in is not a good idea. That does get rid of one of your crosses, but eh. Is that it? Oh, I see. He's boosting. Oh, he's boosting Dark Reflections. I got it. And that is a neutralizer being played by CMEshai. So both players now have perfect information of the opponent's hand. Well, not perfect information, of course, which can definitely lead to certain plays. Well, he put focus in his stage, so he can't be red. It's a good play on CMEshai's part. Calavontis still knows about EX, cross, block, and spike. This is a very interesting position. CMEshai knows about Calavontis, Calm Dreamlands, Dark Thoughts, Shadow Chorus, Mind. Okay, alright. Keeping ahead of normals can be dangerous, however, considering that he just got rid of reading, it's not likely Calavontis will have another, so Ishai keeping his hand is not a terrible idea at this point. And Calavontis, I think, took as an action, he had Dark Thoughts there, so he'd have a stun immune thoughts. Not only the or you know, obviously putting something in Dreamlands you would telegraph that's exactly what it is. However, due to Shadow Chorus, he can actually use the Dark Thoughts in his Dreamland, not actually telegraph Dark Thoughts. Ishai into range 1 to keep out of the Dark Thoughts. Sound boost. That's one of Renea's big gimmicks, is doing the face down boost. If your opponent doesn't know what you're boosting, you're actually they're less likely to use tech for the most part, which is why there's actually this whole mind game with Renea boost. It's actually quite cool. Going through Carter kept accurate. He got rid of this about. I believe Calavontis prepared to, so Ishai's strike. Interesting. So, currently with +2 power into Calavontis, +1 armor, +3 guard is a very interesting one. As far as I'm aware, yep. Conspiracy Unearthed does not have any effects after the now effect. It is simply a continuous boost that you can play face down. It's a real dishonest card, but sometimes it's best just to play it straight up. Now, what will Calavontis' answer be to this strike? As he looks at the reference still there, and he answers with Out of Mind. Mind currently has 6 power. He takes 5, discards a card at random, goes from there, and then decides to transform the Out of Mind. Sweep is a real big hit for Ishai. However, they basically trade damage. Calavontis takes 5, Ishai takes 6. Simple as that. Ishai discard a card at random from his hand. Did that, so there. Appreciate it. Alright, Calavontis is going to be initiating a strike. Range 1 could be actually a number of things. There's nothing in Dreamlands. Shadow Chorus is obviously turned off, so you don't have to worry about that. I do believe, yeah, he still has Shadow Chorus. I believe Dark Mind. Out of Mind, Dark Thoughts are both gone, so. Because Thoughts is right there. And if I recall correctly, Ishii looked at his hand before he put Dark Thoughts into Men's and DDD. So Calavontis striking. This could be any number of things. This could be Focus. This could be Grasp. Grasp would get Ishii out of line and force Ishii to use a Focus. Ishii indeed has been known for his love of reading and parry, so just getting them out of it is not actually a terrible idea. Losing a strike in the short term can help you win strikes in the long term. And he's going to do Focus into Terror Whispers. Put a card into Dreamlands. So, Ishii takes the thing, and Calavontis takes 2. Or 4, excuse me. Calavontis now gets to put whatever he wants into the Dreamlands. And now he puts Hollow Space, which you just have to respect. Hollow Space being fantastic to threaten with. Due to having budget range 1, it's just something you have to respect because it can really screw up anything you're trying to do at range 1. So that's a very interesting one. This is a fantastic boost on it, if I recall correctly. Yeah, it's the Dark Reflections boost that he had earlier, or they used earlier, which can be very good. CMEshai is going to boost it down, and Calavontis will succeed. Okay, sure. That's not a terrible idea with Hall Space in his Dreamland, to be real here, because he can actually discard Hall Space to add its no, you can't add the auto dodge. It's not a before hit or after. But at least you can do the after treat, which is actually a very strong ability. And that seems to be a flare. Meaning that CMEshai build boosts. Reveal the face down boost, so he's actually going to take. Yes, good. With which card? Died already. There you go. I'm not rushing the player at all. This is a bit of a running in joke. But whatever. Alright, and he's going to strike with a block to bait Chorus. Not necessarily about Shadow, but just a block to bait out whatever. Shadow Chorus allows him to 3, which lets him get to range, which is a little bit bad as it gets her out of the corner and a range into a more range-oriented situation. Renea having an overall lack of movement in her kit means she's actually more susceptible to more position-based characters. That is boosting the other Shadow Chorus from the instant boost effect. Adrenalines, ignoring its force cards. And did he call right? He did not, so Ishii showed him his hand. Okay, target now. Fine, that's a pretty good hand I've revealed. Next Lethal Force is a combo. Very, very fun. Probably actually trying to set that one up for. Shadow Chorus to say. Still has this from before in hand. With a new this uses earlier. Normal investigation you got out of there, that actually would have been a pretty scary one to be hit by. one. CMEshai has the life lead currently. With a life lead this close, it's still anyone's game at this point. Both players have a lot of options available to them right now, and a lot of ways they can their opponents. It's definitely going to be an interesting situation. And CMEshai is going to spend dive across to close to. Yeah, range 1 is right now, given the somewhere there. And Calavontis is going to. Oh, okay. Right. Calavontis is going to Umina's start. So CMEshai knows about the Hall of Space in hand, and now Calavontis has Assault in Dreamlands. Going to spend 1 force to retreat, and he's going to boost that. Which he did because of that particular thing, because he put the Assault in Dreamlands, he was able to spend a force to move on, and then boost plus speed. Actually, is really good. Yeah, it's just a free move on action that you can do, and then things as well. It's pretty solid. Kind of staying out of range 1, wants to stay out of the range of Paranormal Investigation. That allows Renea to get a bunch of normals back. Normals being really in the grand scheme of things. So yeah. Just making sure to avoid that my as well. That's just being just one of Renea's best boosts. Super good. He's going to add Assault to hand to put into Dreamlands. Sounds fair. Might as well, right? Okay. He's going to boot. Spending a force to move 1. Is transform. Now, what is kind of planning here? Going to range 3 is not bad because now he is out of threat range of EX Lethal Force. EX Lethal Force being genuinely fine card to deal with at times. Strike in revealing that boost to be Tactical Training, aka Swift. Initiating a strike to sort of poor man tech, to kind of poor man tech it, also attempt to win the strike by some method. Now, what will CMEshai answer with is the question. Everything's over right now. Make sure CMEshai's not going to look at the discard. What that could be. With +1 speed over on initiation, pretty good. Although be wary of Strafe Fire. Strafe Fire being 7 currently, and being possibly the toughest card in all of Renea's. You always play around Strafe Fire against Renea. Let's be real here, which means you always lose to it because that's how that works. Maybe that's just me, I don't know. But honestly, I feel like Umina is in a better position this strike. A lot of Renea's range, he's going to answer with Flare. Yeah. All the Dreamlands being played and revealing both players to reveal their hands, each special and ultra revealed. Power. Actually hit him for a total of 9. Ishe EX transforming force. Well, he's playing around it very heavily right now. It's pretty nice one, just essentially to keep with Umina's new movement that she has from her transform when putting something in Dreamlands. So yeah. Straight as you do, causing the hollow space to be stunned out. Fire being one of the safest attacks in the game. On top of that, having probably one of the most important, the best transforms, or one of the better transformers. Yeah. Yeah, probably one of the best at this point. Especially when paired with the paranormal investigation. Problems. All right. Renea is now going to exceed. He added and Dark Reflections into his briefcase. Dark Reflections is a really scary boost. Or he has another thing now. It's not super scary boost, but kind of scary because he knows how to call upon people for some reason. Sealing Call. So if he hits this strike, both players reveal their hands for each person build +1 power. That is a very good, nice hit effect at this range. He has hollow space and thoughts that hit. Ishe is going to need to think long and hard. This is going to be pretty hefty damage if he gets hit by this. Have +2 power to handle alone that knows of, and of course Calavontis having a lot more in his hand that essentially. Yeah, I figured as much. Hollow space. And that's going to hit a fair amount. Mostly knowing he'll lose the strike. So using the assault just to close in, better positioning. Dealing a heavy 8 damage. Very, very solid play, Calavontis there. Honestly, dumping the assault just to move closer is not a bad idea. Like seriously, just dumping the assault closer, because he knew they would outspeed the hollows, is a very solid idea. Umina now, what? Umina now advanced to range 1. It looks like. Oh, right, because the actual space, duh. Yeah, he's going to move 3 to advance to range 1. Last skill with paranormal investigation, that that could potentially become a problem. You should be heavily considering doing a reading being a very good option at this point, given the fact that he can just farm into paranormal investigation off of essentially being able to stuff out. He could reading cross paranormal investigation. Eating up Umina's cross, which is very important to get rid of. As Umina wants to be at range in this match as much as possible. That's my experience with this matchup. Well, more so my experience with these characters, not necessarily having ever played this matchup. Thinking of boosting speed. That Calavontis genuinely wants to avoid. Boosting light and defend. Okay. Yeah, Calavontis dark thoughts in his dreamlands. Not a terrible idea. Sprawling Descent is actually a very good transform, if I'm going to be real here. Also, he is neither Dark Thoughts nor Call the Dreamland, which is interesting at this point. To be fair, he's not actually landed Dark Thoughts raw, so he's not had a chance to transform it, and he had obviously didn't EX transform it a chance before. So it's gonna be interesting. To be fair, the transform is actually not really useful whatsoever, because when you play a face down boost, it doesn't actually have a name, so it can't actually be countered by the Dark Thoughts transform. Basically meaning that Free is the only character that can actually stop it. Stop a face down boost. He's going to charge for 3 to remove the threat of the reading and draw 4 cards. It's not actually a bad play in the slightest. Keeping your normal hand against Ishay is a terrible idea. And Ishay is going to boost Neutralizer because he is a jerk. Ishay is going to yeah, Aging Unknown Cutoff is just a really solid idea. You You want to keep unknown cut off if you can help it. Unknown cut off to just sort of be the big middle finger card. Being a counter spell is really nice. And now again, having perfect knowledge of Calavontis' hand. Calavontis not that many options at this range. He has Terror Whispers. Speeds have an option. Out of Mind, horrible option. Cross could be good if he wants to try and just get him out of there. He does still know about investigation hand. He has been kind of threatening that the entire game through. So using fast option probably isn't going to be the way unless it's Whispers to deal with paranormal investigation. Yeah, with +2 speed, well, that's right, I forgot, +2 speed, actually, none of that is safe. But he's going to tap +2 speed. Hang on. Oh, nope, figured out. Okay, good. I was about to say, wait up, Renea, hold up, don't steal your Umina's up. Keep there. Umina need that. Good thing they caught that time. One issue with not having is the fact that you can't tell if you have someone else's card based on the sleeve it has on. And Ishe is going to boost his own weight. Interesting. Boosting his own weight. Insofar that, like, hey, it's a ton of threats online still, which is the important thing. So he now doesn't actually have to worry about investigation. At this range, good. One kind of nice thing is the fact that Renea can no longer battle con the battle con of her other ultra boost, which gives her a now move 1. She can't place that face down. Succeeded, which is good. Spend a force to close 1. That's fair. Yeah, the mix-up, actually. Really, it's a mix-up between Terror Whispers and Anticipation. Sorry, Paranormal Investigation. Excuse me. That being honestly one of the scariest range mix. Putting a card in a dream, paying a force to move 1, fair enough. Just stay the heck out of range 1. That is reasonable. Parrying. Going to parry the paranormal investigation. That is a very good idea. Just remove that threat in its entirety. That is a good threat to remove. So sorry about the anticipation, but thankfully, really right now, because it's secretly a range. It's not you can't use it at range 2 to 3 or 4, but in general, it's a Okay, sorry. 2 options, excuse me. Not really, more range 1 option. Range 1 option. That is still sitting there. Huge threat. And Isha is just going to... actually using the alt look function, as no matter what, Isha is going to know about this card anyways. Since if he puts lands, then it will be face up. Otherwise, it'll be where it is also face up. Currently deciding what to do with the block. Currently with 10 light with a life lead, with a fairly sizable life lead. Block's kind of a value strike. Though itself is a very good option for getting rid of certain threats. You might consider keeping it. So keeping focus out of his hand is a terrible idea, given the fact that Isha does have access to focus in his case, and he knows that. Again, with that +2 speed and the guard means that there's a lot of things that genuinely scary at this point for Calavontis to deal with. Can't exactly deal with them super easily. Isha just taking his time with it. No reason to rush into a strike that, frankly, he's probably in. Um, as the focus. He's going to do a reading. Alright, the strike. Let's see if he called the reading right. He did not. Alright, right, so, EX Anticipation, which is a bit funny. Straight Fire, of course. Block and Grasp. So, this funny thing happens. Calavontis totally could have done that reading as a fake reading, aka reading something actually would lead to, however, it would make your opponent think that it is indeed what you're trying that win. So you'd actually play will lose to. Yeah, it's kind of a risk mind game, really not worth going for, but could be good. And there's a number of things actually that Calavontis is doing at this point. Some generally safe stuff. Cross not actually super safe because of the +2 speed. At the same time, it's cross, so still decent. Isn't awful, given the fact that, if I recall correctly, both of EJ spikes are down. not actually an unsafe play in the slightest range. Only thing he would have to worry about, of course, is anticipation. Anticipation being 5 speed currently, which is really good. Especially if he X's it for 6 speed. As for specials, not much you can. But I mean, there's still a fair amount you can do. Terror Whispers just straight whiff, of course. Out of Mind is actually kind of a hilarious option at this range. Super flippin' unsafe, the fact that it is speed 5, the opponent has plus speed. It also would do nothing because of blocks and power. And Dark Thoughts, if he is assuming that he's going to go for Strafe Fire. So, in the end, believe it or not, Calavontis actually has a mix-up. Calavontis mix-up being Cross or Sweep, or Dark Thought, excuse me. And actually calls it right. Well, not Ishe, but interesting. All right. So given how long they were about that fake reading, and now how thoughts transform, which is really nice. So it has the anticipation before Advance 1, which is super helpful. But seal it just to get it out of Ishe's hands. But that was really well played from Calavontis. That reading, super good. He might have gotten the fake reading so far that the initial reading didn't work. However, something tells me actually called something he would lose to, which made Ishe think it was a particular thing. Which is really played. Huge risk, but not a bad one. It can still come back, but Renea have to play it very safe. Given the fact that Renea currently has both of Umina's focuses, is a slight issue for Umina. Focus being a very good defensive option on top of phenomenal boost. He's going to boost Dark Reflections. He did not call the card correctly. I'm going to assume it was a parry situation. Getting knowledge of his hand yet again. This time, Grasp is just normal. Calavontis wants to just get rid of his normals. Right the heck now. Probably doesn't want to be dealing with whatever the heck Ishe's plotting. Well, not there's many threats at all in Ishe's hand currently, given the fact that Ishe Interesting. Okay. Ishe moving range 4. Did fall through the table? I don't know. Okay. Well, did TTS make a move? I think TTS broke. I think a card fell through the table. Well, it's fine. Says gonna parry the block. Fair enough. Not actually a terrible parry, given the fact that Ishii is at 2 life. Meaning that Ishii can't just block all the damage. I'm probably gonna go through. Gonna go through this vault as is everyone else. Call me an idiot, rightfully, because probably I fall to the table. I just saw something. Yeah, parrying a block is honestly good play, uh, as it prevents Ishii from blocking a hit that would normally kill him. So it prevents Ishii from living. Ishii spending 5 force to draw that many cards. And thus we know Paranormal Investigation, Flare, and Called Shot. Alright. Well, I mean, at the very least, like, Ishii's in a decent position. Change card 6, actually, given the fact he has 7 cards in hand. But it's fine. Okay. Some decision making going on. Probably some discussion. Keeping track of card order, maybe. Interesting, interesting. Okay. Probably just updating information, making sure people are on. I think he changed cards for 1, which is a fair deal. The fact that he is the anticipation, like, anticipation isn't a huge deal at this point. Boost. He is preventing. Is he preventing him from striking with it, actually? He's preventing him from striking with anticipation, which doesn't really matter anymore. Anticipation is down. Well, kind of. He has the other copy of the deck somewhere. Probably not at Sam, though. Who knows? Spending 1 force to retreat 1. after boost Swift. Or +1 power, +1 speed. Calavontis will boost +1 speed in response. Or no. Oh, no, it's called Shaw is what it was. Okay, putting a card in Dreamland, spending 1 force to do that. As EX Assault into a focus, and that is GG. Okay, EX Assault. Assault being probably the most optimal normally. Okay, and that is game 2 to Calavontis is now 1-1. I do believe that is final round. CMEshai still has Geoff and Renea up. Calavontis still has Galdred and Tourne up. So this is it's gonna be cool. Yeah, CMEshai is not exactly scared of either Galdred or Tourne. Yeah, enough experience versus both characters, both at the Uncle Scrimmage and at the college, that he's not exactly scared of either of them. Probably see the Joffrey pulled out here if I were him. As Joffrey kind of makes both characters really sad. So both players are going to decide. This is going to be kind of rough for Calavontis now, purely because of hang on a second.
Nick, can we quick read?
Sorry about that. Both players indeed picked. And it's going to be Renea versus Galdred. Well, Okay, that's huh. That's really going to be a thing. That's for sure. With the term everyone's a brawl, we start. Renea going first, of course. As you do. Renea starting with a face down boost. And looks like Galdred is going to initiate with a strike. She has to respond. Strike beats all that explosive cocktail. The power plus speed also being pretty solid. Kind of a mix-up right now. Explosive cocktail is against stray fire, but loses to dive. It's gonna be flare. Block. I mean, that's fair. Block is not even a terrible idea. It's basically stage. So yeah, that's not actually terrible at all. He paid to bring that down to 0 damage. Spike is not super valuable for Galdred. I was going to get rid of it anyways, so. I mean, I consider Spike valuable for Galdred because, you know, Spike is one of his sources of actually good damage, but whatever. Isha is going to strike. Interesting. Okay. He's going to answer with Eviscerate into the Spike. Oh, you hate to see it. EX Transforming Explosive Cocktail. Cocktail's honestly pretty good in this matchup, but let's be real here, the Transform is better. Yeah, probably. I consider the Transform better than the attack at any rate. Isha is now going to initiate. The Toxin. Calling it out with lethal force, meaning Withering Toxin does nothing. That's rough for Calavontis right now. Calavontis is down 10 life with only one transform next. That one transform being his primary defensive ranged option on his primary cover for fire, which is a bit of an issue. And Isha just prepares. Isha is not feeling threatened whatsoever. Galdred spends one force to close one, draws one. Isha strikes. Wild swings. Spike, invalid. Wild swings the assault to kill the spike. Nice. Advantage, not like it matters. Very nice. Very, very well. Spike is actually a really safe to Galdred with the exception of Assault. As it beats all of his options and trades up on all the fast options. Calavontis is now going to Isha looking through the discard, figuring out what this potentially be. There's actually a number of things that could still be. None of the range 1 options are actually down at the rate. Well, aside from dive. Range 1 dive is range 1 option. It's just not a good one. But it's really nice if you need a slow option. Just don't do any damage back. Okay. Ishai, trying to figure out what this could be. Decides to do a grasp. Loses to Calavontis grasp. Takes 3, gets pushed 2, 100 strikes. Decides to cross out. Does not have +1 speed, so does not hit. Oh, that's unfortunate. That's actually a real question. You want to gauge inhuman speed? You want to gauge transgression. Gauging violent transgression is actually not even a terrible decision, purely because Galdred doesn't really want his transforms engaged that much. He can't really interact with them there, given the fact that he has the boost in his gauge transforms, and Fashion the Eye is a super valuable transform. Getting rid of human speed forces Galdred to close using the cross boost, meaning he can't just strike with the transgression. Also, just inhuman speed of his best boost. However, given the fact that Blood Frenzy exists, putting a very boost like that, yeah, that's what I figured. Paying 3/4 to retreat A to go to range A. Welcome to TaxiCAB. Considering that the only thing that remotely threatens at this point is Called Shot, which is not guaranteed. Yeah, that's just good. Neither player is really any other at this point. However, since both players are safe, gives Calavontis time to dig deep through his deck to start transforming. Galdred kind of requires his transforms to really do well. So, it's something to keep in mind. Okay. Ishai is going to parry. And change cards for 2. Keep the block in hand. Keeping a parry on hand is actually not a idea. And the matter is, block is just free at this point, too. He has kind of a hilariously large amount. Yeah, okay, fair enough. The block, not, just prevent free gauge, I guess. To change cards for 1, it looks like. Okay, he's reading something, but since it wasn't sweep, it didn't work. Do eviscerate. Called shot. Oh, that is unfortunate. Because of the fact that Called Shot beats literally everything this Called Shot is really good. He did the reading to purposefully fail it, so that way he could see the opponent's hand for Called Shot. That is a brilliant play, and it gets rid of the other violent transgression, so he knows to move fast in the eye. That is super smart, and it allows him to keep in mind the sweep for later. Do reading. Renea exceed. Cool. Good. There we go. All right, she succeeded now. We're good. I figured by the briefcase she succeeded. They just forgot to flip her over. Because they both knew what's going on. Well, I'm not in voice chat with them, obviously, so can't exactly be there. Okay. Having reading in there is a really big risk to Calavontis. Calavontis sweep. I did actually, so. Spending 1 force to move. Okay. Change card for 2 this time. Looking at the bottom card of his deck, since he knows what that would be. Just simply looking at a card is much faster than solving for it, so most of us allow that to happen. Completely fair. Technically not allowed in the rules, but at the same time, because you can solve for it, it's fine. Not a huge deal. It's the same reason why we reveal hands when our decks become empty, because we can't solve what those cards actually are. So it's just out of courtesy to have the player sitting there while the other player's figuring it out. I may not have forced people to sit there while I figure out what their hand is. Going to parry Hydra Helix. Very solid play. Let me guess. He wanted to parry reading. And didn't get it. This is not actually a great position for Galdred. The problem is I do think this is Galdred's favor. However, Galdred needs to sort of press his advantage as much as possible. And right now, Renea kind of has every advantage possible. Galdred hand is solvable. It is Sweep, Toxin, and Blood. Gonna play a reading from a hand. Being forced to do sweep into Strafe Fire. Hitting Galdred for 2. And letting Renea retreat 1. Change a card for 2. I would have put in the violent discretion. Probably meant to do that. But oh well, can't exactly go back in time now. There's a lot of things that are back online now. Galdred, of course, going through fairly less or much another character for the most part. Keep in mind is that yeah, part of how Galdred do really well in this, why Galdred does well in this matchup is the mixture of Fast in the Eye, which both were pretty much as soon as possible. CMEshai just got super in catching them when you could get rid of them. As well as, no escape to declare certain options in blood. And Blood Frenzy to use it happens to get engaged. Calavontis preparing, so discarding a card. A very interesting action for Galdred to do, since he does have to discard a card if he does it. Oops, stacking boost. That please. +2 speed and +1 armor, +3 guard. This is another situation. With +2 power on top of that, oof. This is a very scary situation for Galdred, or for Calavontis to be in. There's nothing, to my knowledge, that outright kills him. Nothing Renea has quite that much power. It's not season 1. However, this could still be... Alright, discarding Blood Frenzy. Completely unfortunate. Blood Frenzy is not useful at the current moment in time. Galdred can come back. Like, it is totally possible, but Renea definitely has the upper hand right now. 23 to 14 is not a happy life total for Galdred. Basically, Calavontis just start calling CMEshai out on all sorts of things. And Ishay is going to spend 1 force to close one. A reasonable play. Just a lot of really big threats on the line. Calavontis preparing / changing cards for 1. Spending another force. Does he resolve the third boost? All 10 was specials. Reading was bound to fail. Now, if this is a call, I just, yeah. Eviscerate is generally only a pretty safe play there. Probably it was lethal force. Nothing that Calavontis had in his hand could beat that, so that was just a play. And Calavontis is going to strike with his hand, either be Blood Frenzy or Discretion, in which case, basically, just needs to do a strike. Shuffling the deck. For some reason. Okay, yeah, it's gonna be a wild swing, yep. Monster Discretion into... Oh my goodness gracious, he wild swings. That is unfortunate for Calavontis. That will unfortunately start his Monster Discretion. 3 life, and now Renea has a free defend boost. This is a real bad situation for Galdred, and that super unfortunate that happened wild swing the exact answer he needed. Yep, he's gonna strike. That is gonna invalidate that and focus. He will take 1 from that, which does not kill him. And hits Yep, hits 4. Card for that. Really good wild sword overall. So he's going to boost defend for +1 for the guard. Really nice at this point. Like, really nice boost at this point. Lets him live a little longer, potentially. And EJ is not actually going to strike. He's going to boost first, then strike. That's fair. Eviscerate into neutralizer. And that is not quite game. Because neutralizer ignores guard, though. Eviscerate is still down. So that is unfortunate. Both Eviscerates are down now. Galdred is clinging on for dear life. Galdred's not in a good position right now. Basically, Renea has all of the advantages. Galdred still has a fair number of cards in deck, but I'm not sure how many of them are actually useful at this point. +2 speed. He's going to move to take another action, not like to take another action, and then he's going to spend some force. Or not. I'm assuming CMEshai is looking through his deck because his opponent has allowed him to keep cards he still has, which is why he's doing a lot of. Ask. Okay. I'm just making sure that everything's kosher. I figured that Calavontis was letting him do it. He's a nice guy. Or he's a nice guy. So let's just speak up. That's fair. It is 11:05 our time, so it's late. Internal investigation. That is game at 1 life. Yeah, that's. Oof. That was kind of just a series of unfortunate matches that really did not let Galdred kind of get anything done. CMEshai does benefit from the matchup, but that was some really excellent plays on both sides. Like, unironically, excellent job for both players. Calavontis had some pretty fantastic plays. CMEshai as well, just doing a really good job calling Calavontis baits and stuff. Just overall, really good job with players. Yeah, that's Ishai's win 2-0 winners finals. Yeah. Just kind of going, or just kind of going over stuff now. I'm pretty sure. I'm gonna check one quick thing with the TO. Yeah, I'm really just kind of going over the matches. Honestly, what kind of killed Galdred in this match in particular was as Galdred, you really want to rush Renea down. You do not want to give Renea breathing room. As soon as you give Renea breathing room, she can actually really like put hurt on you. And in general, even though his cards aren't great for rush down, oh yep, that's it. There's not great for you can really put hurt on people. Yeah, Renea can't deal with rushdown super well when it comes to like characters with really solid movement options. That's yeah. The Umina game was pretty dominant. Calavontis. To be fair, like you know, Renea Umina is a weird matchup on the best of days. Yeah, no, overall though, yeah, no, it was a really good set. Should be interesting to go back to and view. And I will say this right now, both players you can definitely learn from. They both like Calavontis. You know, I mentioned during the this cast that yeah, it's definitely made some, in my opinion, questionable decisions that I feel like didn't quite pan out. But definitely did a good job overall. I think, like, good on Calavontis for making it this far. Now he just has to go through Luciya's file so we can get the rematch for grand finals. Calavontis still has a chance to make it grands. Given the fact this is loss. So yeah, and I believe the next match, going based on bracket, if I can actually pull up the bracket and not the teams, there it is. Yeah, next on the bracket is going to be Oh, we haven't actually finished all that yet, so I have no clue what the next match we'll see is, if you'll see the next match. But yeah, so it's definitely a pretty good set so far. So yeah. So CMEshai wins 2-1 in the finals. Calavontis goes to losers bracket, and we can see what close up is. Yeah. So I'm gonna pretend this is a stream for some reason. And basically, huge thanks to TaxiCAB for putting this tournament together. Honestly, this is like my personal salt with my performance aside. It's actually been a really fantastic tournament, and the people have really brought their A games, and it's been really nice. And it's genuinely been a really stacked tournament too. Like, everyone's been attending, and there have been some dark horse candidates that have just kind of come out of the woodworks and just really shown up and shown what they can do. It's been a very, very cool tournament. Also, special thanks to Level 9 Games for hosting this tournament too. I do not have the link on me, but you can totally buy Exceed. I recommend it. It's a great game. It's a fantastic game. There's a lot of silliness that goes into it. I like the fact that CMEshai is basically says he loves this game because it feels like you're just playing an anime. He's not wrong. You kind of are, given you didn't see much in this set, but I've seen sets, played sets even where there have been hilarious comebacks. So there's anything can happen in this game. Really, it's really cool. Good game. Highly recommend you give it a shot. You can play it on Tabletop Simulator. Provided you own Tabletop Simulator, you can play it for free. So you have to pay for Tabletop Simulator, but then you can play this game for free. And, I mean, it's always a good purchase if you're playing board games. So there's always that. Yeah, no, like, yeah, this has definitely genuinely been a pretty crazy set. I think that, yeah, the thing is, tournament's still not over yet. We're getting close. We're getting close. We're wrapping up. That was Winners Finals. There's still a lot of losers matches left to do. And Grand Finals, when that happens, is high quality play. So, yeah. Thanks guys for watching. This is Opponent 64, signing out. See you later.